Big decisions never feel tough because of what comes before or after them. They feel tough because of what we think they say about us if we fail. And the funny part is, the fear doesn't come from the decision itself. It comes from the story we tell ourselves and what if we are wrong. I literally felt this struggle very recently. Leaving my high-paying six-figure job to follow a dream project of mine felt like stepping off a cliff. And this resulted in me taking 8 months before making a decision to leave that job. And I want to share 3 lessons that I collected through making such a big decision for myself. And perhaps if you have another tough decision coming in your life, you can take inspiration from this and learn from it. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Ali. I have founded my own company in Germany called Operate You, and I work with creators and founders to streamline their systems and scale their teams. And in this channel, I share my systems, tips and tricks, and personal stories for other founders or other operators like myself so that they can apply it for their own businesses and teams. The first thing is, don't ask advice from people that have not gone through the exact same thing you have. I started this channel 2 years ago during Corona while doing a business and having a 9-to-5 job. But then after uploading videos for 6 months to a year, I just quit my channel cold turkey. Why? Because I got overwhelmed in the what if loops, in the perfectionism, and in not being good enough. So I told myself, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just gonna focus on my job and climb the corporate ladder. And to be honest, that's what I did. I went from a student to a corporate job. I worked in this corporate job for 4 years. I got 3 promotions, and in the last job I had in this company, I was working directly with the CTO and almost making a 6-figure salary in Europe as a 26-year-old kid. But you know what I realized after 4 years of that? It was not fulfilling. It was not what I wanted to dedicate my life to doing. So I knew at my heart I need to quit. I need to quit and follow my passion before it's too late, before I have a family and kids and a life. I actually pursue doing something that I love. You know what I did when I wanted to quit? I contemplated that decision for 8 months, and within that 8 months, I talked to absolutely everybody I knew, from my family to friends to colleagues to my boss. I discussed the decision of quitting with my boss just to try to get advice from them. You know what I wanted? I wanted certainty. I wanted someone to just tell me, hey Ali, you're going to be all right. You will figure it out. But you know what happened instead? No one did that. Everybody actually put their own fears and their own uncertainties further on the decision and on me. And this is funny because the first person I actually went to was a creator friend who has 1 million subscribers, and I asked him, what do you think about me quitting? And his response was, don't talk to anybody else and just do it. You know what? I took it at face value. I didn't listen to him, and I went and continued talking to everybody. But I can tell you that he was absolutely right. He had quit himself to start his own YouTube channel and go all in on one thing. And he knew that other people's advice is not going to save you because they themselves were too afraid to make the same decision. So how on earth are they going to tell you what to do? So the takeaway from this tip is to honestly just focus on what you want. And of course, risk manage. Of course, save some money. Of course, find other ways of making money. Because at its core, I bet you it's not even about the money. It's about the fear of what that decision is telling you about you. What if you fail? What if you are not good enough? And this brings me nicely to the second point, which is most things are figure-outable. Look back in your own life where you had to make a very big decision and you didn't have any other choice. Did you or did you not make that decision? And did you or did you not figure it out? No matter how much you plan, and no matter how much you think you can eliminate the fear and the risk associated with your big decision, the fear and the risk will never go away. No matter how much you think you can control the outcome, the uncertainty is only going to be there. And you have to get used to dealing with that uncertainty. To be honest, being an absolute risk-averse person, having 10 option Bs for every single thing I did, this was one of the biggest things I had to overcome. The belief that I have to do it, but I have to do it imperfectly, without any guarantees, and without any certainty was one of the biggest things that took me 8 months to get over. But you know what I realized? Big decisions like this are tough, not because of the things that happened before or after that decision, but because of the story I told myself about what that decision meant about me. About the fact that if I quit and if I go back to YouTube or if I go back to following my passion and it fails, I am the only person to blame. I have no one else to go to ask for help. I am the only one that is responsible for the outcome. And to be honest, at the end of the day, the fear came down to this: the fear of failure and judgment by others, and more importantly, by myself, or the fear of regret, of never trying. To be honest, I went through this thought loop at least 100 times. I could not sleep. I could not make any other decisions than to only think about this. And the bottom line, I realized that the fear of regret of never trying is always going to be there with you. It's always going to eat in the back of your mind. But the fear of failure, even if you do fail, if you put the judgment away, then you can try again and you can get better. And the thing is, most people that don't make these tough decisions are people that are always afraid of this failure and will put off making this decision for 6 months, 6 years, or 60 years. I have met people in my life that wished they did something before, and I knew I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to wake up 10 years down the line, look back at my life and tell myself that I didn't try because I was too afraid. And here's a frame that is going to fix this for you. What if you do fail? Really play it out vividly, day by day, minute by minute, plan it for yourself and see if you fail. Are you going to die or are you going to figure it out? In 99% of the cases, you're not going to die and you will figure it out. And then what you realize is that this fear is a mile long and an inch deep. Once you step in it, it feels like a puddle while it looked like an ocean. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but even if you failed, at least you tried. At least you improved your skills. At least you learned how to deal with uncertainty. At least you broke a couple of limiting beliefs on the way. And you know, once I did what I could to manage the risk and put my feelings aside and make the decision to take the jump, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to take imperfect action. And that brings me to the third thing. Look back at your life where you have taken imperfect action and have gotten outsized results. I looked back in my own life in 2022 where I reached out to a YouTuber telling him that I could help him build a business. Why? Because I did it with another YouTuber with around 250,000 subscribers and I wanted to take my shot. I wrote a half-assed cold email to literally at the time the influencer that I was looking up to. At the time, he only had about 50,000 subscribers, but still, I didn't think he's going to reply. But to my surprise, he did reply. We met, and then we started working together. We launched a couple of products together. Fast forward to now, we've built a team of 5 wonderful people. We are working on a crazy vision and a crazy project for the past 2 years. And now that I've quit, I'm fully focused on this and I want to do absolutely everything in my power to bring it into life. But the moral of the story is that if I didn't take that imperfect action, that shitty email I sent to Nick, then I wouldn't be here today. And that moment showed me that action, perfect or not, is what creates momentum. And what I learned throughout this process is that the more actions I take and I show myself that I am truly who I say I am, the better I get and the less permission I need from other people. And this is exactly why I'm taking this imperfect action. To be honest, before shooting this video, I was setting all these things up. I was trying to make everything perfect. But at the end, I realized what I want to transfer today, which is it's not about how amazing everything looks. It's not about how perfect everything is going to be. It's only about, am I taking the actions and am I being consistent compared to someone else or compared to myself if I didn't take the action? Well, hopefully you found these 3 lessons valuable. And all this to say that I want to create more videos again. I learned so much about business operations in the past 4 years, and I know how to run businesses, build systems, and manage teams. And I want to actually create content around this and share it with you guys. Share my tips and tricks, my systems, as well as my personal stories from working on this amazing project within this amazing team. I cannot express how excited I am for the future and how I hope to be able to share some of this journey with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like or subscribe or share it to another friend that is probably going through the same problem. And If you want to watch another video, make sure to check this video out. It's the most popular video I have on my channel about creating the perfect daily routine, and I'm sure you will love it.